Hey, what's up, everyone?
You must capture and hold the objectives.
This is Mindflexer, and I want to bring to you the best settings for Battlefield 5 on console. Just before we get into it, I just want to show some quick gameplay. We're still looking for this guy somewhere. He's over here or something.
Objective Charlie is ours.
He's up here. Oh shoot. Almost had him. Let's just go ahead and bleed out. Alright, well. I plan on giving you better gameplay than that, but didn't work out so well. Ripperoonie. Let's just go ahead and get a random spawn here. Alright, well. Let's go ahead and hide in this house. Let's go into the settings. Alright, so this is Mindflexer here again, and this is my best settings for Battlefield 5 on PS4 or Xbox. Basically on console.
We are losing objective Baker.
I want to
Be aware we have lost objective Baker.
bring this down. There you go. So let's go ahead and go into controls. I play at 100% sensitivity. Your aim sensitivity is basically your hip sensitivity, and this is a self-preference. But I do recommend that you have your ADS sensitivity, which is the same as your, which is your sensitivity while you aim down sights, in other words. So I want to tell you that 100% is probably the best option because it would help with your muscle memory. So that way, whatever sensitivity you put up here, it'll be exactly the same while you aim down sights. It definitely helps with your muscle memory. I would suggest you put that at 100%. And if you feel like it's something you can't handle, and you feel like you potato every time you aim down sights because it's too fast for you, then you can put it at 50%. 50% slower than what your hip is. Or you can put it at 80. I used to play at 80, but now I've gotten used to it, and I play at 100%. Now my controller schemes is, I'm using alternate, so I like to use R3 to crouch, and then I use circle to melee. On PS4, there's this thing that's called accessibility. You can change the button layout on your controller, and I basically do that to change the R1 and L1 to shoot and aim down sights in the game. You can do that though, right here. You can go to custom and press triangle, and then you can change all the button layouts you want in the game by itself. But like I said, I don't need to do that because I have accessibility and I have it all switched in there. Alright, so this is where it gets important. I want you to know that aiming acceleration on your left and right, which is when you go right to left on the game, I definitely recommend you have it at 0% because you don't want it to be at 50%, and it's basically at a slower speed while you're going to the right or left until you keep on going. So basically it accelerates to the speed you put it at over here. It doesn't start at the speed that you have it here on your sensitivity. So it starts at a slower speed, and then it goes up to that acceleration. Like it accelerates, you know. So you don't want to have that on because the better responsive it is, and the more sensitivity that is the same all around, is better for your muscle memory. Now, the game I believe has uniform shoulder aiming off. I recommend you turn that on because again, it helps your muscle memory a lot. Muscle memory is really important if you want to be a high skilled player, and that's what will make you different from all the other players playing. 133% coefficient is basically the best value that they found for a 16:9 screen and a 4:3. Normally everyone plays at a 16:9 screen. No one nowadays plays at a 4:3, but this is the best coefficient. If you want to look into it more, you can look it up online and find the best coefficient for 16:9. I believe it was something around like 170 or something. But I got used to playing at 133 because that's how it was in the other games. So I just leave it at that. Now this is the same thing for the acceleration here. You want to have that off too. The coefficient, same for your vehicles. And then the vehicle control. Awesome. Alright, so this down here basically becomes pointless once you turn on uniform shoulder aiming. What you would have to use this for is if uniform shoulder aiming was off. Now, uniform shoulder aiming, what it does is basically get every single sight in the game and make it feel the same exact sensitivity all around. Now, when you have uniform shoulder aiming off, a 1 times feels slower than a 10 times. On a 10 times, your sensitivity feels like it's super fast because it's zoomed in all the way, and it's like in real life that when you look down the scope on a gun, if you ever look down the scope of a gun, you just move a little bit and it moves all over the place, you know? So when you have uniform shoulder aiming on, it feels the exact same all around. So you don't have to basically mess with any of this stuff when you have uniform shoulder aiming on.
Good work. We have taken objective Charlie.
And now this right here, this is their vertical sensitivity, which is awesome that Battlefield is letting us do this now. Change it ourselves. Usually I think it's always been 50%. It was at 48% default. But I recommend you just have it at 50% because since this game is all about controlling recoils on the guns and all that, it's better to have it as lower sensitivity than your horizontal, so that way you can use your thumb to control the recoils on all the guns. Now, if you really want raw input from your thumb, you can put it at 100%. It's all self-preference in that. There's a huge gunfight going on. And now, vibration. You can turn that off, you can have it on, whatever. But I recommend you have it off because it just kind of throws you off on your aiming down sights or anything like that. And you have like explosives going on and it's vibrating on and all that stuff. So it throws your aim a little off. Alright, so this is one of the coolest things in the game that you can do and change all the controller tunings. I want to explain why I have it at 1% and all that stuff, and I'll explain all these things too. So basically, right now, I have it at 1%, so that way it can be as responsive as possible so I can strafe left and right. I'm going to put it all the way to the max so you can see the difference. Now,
Objective Baker is ours.
basically it takes like half a second to start moving left and right. It's still responsive, but it's not as responsive as this.
We can still
This is
win
what I
this,
play at.
soldiers.
Alrighty. Look how much faster it is. Basically, you can do all that. Is there something stopping me? I think there is. There you go. Ah, I got shot. Wow. Popped my head off for a little bit. Alright. You can't get into empty servers in this game for some reason, so I gotta do it on a game. Now the Axle Dead Zone. This is something that what it does is cancel out input that's not on the horizontal or vertical. So nothing that is on the horizontal or vertical, it cancels out 30% of that input. If you want to see what it really does, you can put it all the way down. On this guy. I should be able to go around in circles way better now. If I want to walk sideways like this, it does that. You don't really need that, so I play with it all the way up, so I can go forward and back in a straight line or left and right in a straight line. Helps me strafe more. Now this right here, 100% is basically to get 100% input on your analog stick, you have to go all the way to the left or right. Now, the way I have it is at 25%. Basically at 25%, you have 100% input. Meaning, I don't know what the hell's going on out here.
Heads up, grenade out!
Oh man, yeah. And I'm on fire. Well, let me just ran the spawn again because apparently there's a bunch of people there. And this game doesn't let me spawn in. That's great. Oh, I don't want to spawn in here. Okay, whatever. I'll just go over here and hide. Is there stairs here? Alrighty. So, we were over here. So basically that's it for my left analog stick. My right analog stick, I have it at 5%. Because I want it to be as responsive as possible. The most raw input I can have it at. If I put it at 0%, it starts to move by itself. Let me see it. There it is. You see how it starts to move by itself? You don't really want that. But if you feel like you can control that, you can do it at 0%. There's people that do play at that. 5% is the best. It doesn't move by itself or anything like that. And like I said, the axial dead zone is the same thing for the right stick. I want it to be at 0% because I don't want any input that comes from my thumb to be cancelled out. Basically, I'll show you right here. If I put it at 30%, you're gonna see how my aim goes left and right in straight lines, and then up and down in straight lines. I can't really go up and right that much, but once you put it at 0% axle, it doesn't cancel any input. So you can adjust your aim however you want. So if someone's like up here, like to the right, you can go straight to the right and go boom, boom, wherever you need to go. It's not like having it with that 15%. The default is 15% axial dead zone. So you don't want to have any of that. I highly suggest you have that off because it helps with your muscle memory as well. Now, this right here, you don't want to mess around with because I'll show you what it does. Like I said, at 25%, it'd be at 100% input. So I put it, you see it, I put only 25% and basically doing a 180 already, like boom, 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 boom. See? And then once you get to 100%, it's still slow, but then it's only fast while you're moving it in that only 25%. So it's kind of crazy to have it like that. You will never, I think you'll never get used to that. If you do, then you're a monster. So yeah, I have it at 100% right there. And then if you use your triggers to shoot and aim and stuff, you should have this all the way down. So right away it's responsive. You don't have to be pressing the trigger all the way down to get the input. So you have it at 0%, 5%, and all that stuff. It's the best. For me, I don't really need that, but it's good for spotting and throwing grenades because that's what I use my triggers for. Alright, so in gameplay. This, for sure. If you want to challenge yourself, you could turn this off. But it's pretty hard to play this game with it off. I've done it before, it's pretty fun, but yeah, it gets hard. Alright, so in this game, your user interface with your HUD, it moves around while you're getting like shot at and like running and explosives are going on. So I turned that off. I don't really want that to be on. So like my user interface all stays, you know, static. Player created content, that's like tags and stuff and emblems. We still haven't had an option to create our own emblems in this game, but you know, hopefully it comes soon. Chat, when active, you know, when someone says thank you and all that stuff, you see it on the top left. And the kill log, I want it to be showing, and I want to be showing everything. Because I want to know what's going on in the map, and in the server. All the kills and everything that's going on. You can set it to nearby, so only the people that are around you, like the enemies that are around you and stuff. So, awards I have to hide because sometimes when you're capturing a flag or something, if someone's contesting, the award comes up and you still can't tell if there's someone on the flag or not, so it throws you off a little sometimes. Also, I have the overlay shadow strength all the way up because sometimes when you're playing in a map, like a snow map for example, you can't even see your user interface because it's all white and you don't know if you have health, like how much health you have or like how much ammunition you have left and all that stuff. So I recommend you have a shadow strength all the way up. Crosshair visibility. If you're a hardcore player and you want to challenge yourself, you could turn this all the way down and not have a crosshair for some reason. But definitely crosshairs are important for me. I like to always keep my crosshair in the center of the screen. My crosshair color is like a purple color, and I might have my reflex sight glow at 130. I feel like it's the best settings for it to pop out the most. And then I have like a hot pink or something for my reflex sight. My hit indicator is green. My headshot's blue. This is all self preference, but just to show you that you can change all these things. And my kill color is it's like a purple. Now the only thing I want to suggest to DICE is that every time you get a headshot kill, the skull comes out blue, but whenever you get a normal kill, the skull still comes out white. I wish they can change that, and it will be the color that you pick for your kill color. Just want to get that out there. Alright, so my mini map. I don't know if I said that right. I know I have some friends that make fun of me because I always say mini map when I'm supposed to say mini or mini or mini. Whatever. But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say here. But the texture opacity is at for me at 85%. I guess I like to see a little more than usual. And rotate with view, yes. My flight zoom radius is the default. I don't know. I'm not really a vehicle person or like a pilot or anything like that, so I don't know what would be better to have it at a lower or higher or something like that. With my on-foot zoom radius, I'm more of an infantry player. I have it at 175, which is you can basically see the whole map on domination. And my mini map size is at 140%. And I want to show stationary weapons all. And then this is all self-preference here, but so you know, you can change all different types of opacities on the objective icons and the friendly, soldier, and enemy and all that stuff. So if you want to see what values I have it at, oh look, the game ended. RIP. That's great. So now I won't be able to. Well, that was basically the end of that type of settings on the gameplay. And they get best squad. Blah blah blah. I recently watched Jack Frack's video. Oh my gosh, he had some good suggestions there. I think it was Jack Frack's. Whatever. It was like saying something about like, oh, when I got best squad, like it was options to put like emotes or like or something like music, play music or something. You know, that's actually pretty good. Like interesting to have that. Oh, dude, this is the best domination map there is. Arras or whatever, Arras. It's probably like because it's probably like the smallest domination map there is, and it's like all close quarters, so it's the best domination map. I feel like it's kind of like the next Suez of Battlefield 1. We'll just wait here. I don't want it to close the menu reading in and all that stuff, so I'll just wait for it to load. Sorry for the inconvenience. One thing I wish they let us do is when we change our sights, like we can't choose what zoom we have on all the sites. Like they're all set zooms. Before in Battlefield 1, like you can change all the zooms on every site, which I wish you can do in this game, but you can't. So just to keep on going, we're in gameplay, and I was basically all the way down here. And then, yeah. See, right now I'm in game. Auto rotation, aim assist auto rotation is not even coming up, so I'm not sure if that means that it's automatically on and you can't turn it off anymore, or if they took it completely out of multiplayer. Don't know. I hope they took it out of multiplayer, but I do play with aim assist slow down on. Some will say that it kind of messes up with your muscle memory, but I feel like if other people are using it and it's allowed in comp, which it is in league play, why not just play with it on? Like you can challenge yourself and go full out like with your raw input of your thumb and rely on it the most by turning it off. And I believe it would actually be good for you in the long end because it will improve your muscle memory. I should start playing with it off, but you know, I just gotten used to playing with it on. Basically what that does is it slows down your sensitivity every time there's an enemy on your crosshairs, or when your crosshair is close to an enemy. It should be the other way around, but yeah. Audio. Oh yeah. Right now I have it at 30% because I'm doing this video, but I normally have it at 100%. And my music, I really don't have it on. I just had it for the sounds of the video. But yeah, output configuration, I have it on surround because I have surround on my headphones. I use A40s, and I want to have it on the sound preset of headphones. Devs recommend to have 3D headphones, which I don't find like that good. They don't sound that good. War tapes right now is probably the best settings to hear footsteps, but the reason why is because war tapes just it brings up everything up. So the whole game, the whole master volume of the game is all the way up, and also it doesn't sound that well because it's like it's meant to sound like if you're hearing it from like a radio or something. So it has like a lot of noise in the background, and it's like distorted. So I wouldn't recommend you have it. So for now, until they finally fix the footsteps in this game, I'm gonna be using headphones, and I hope that's gonna be the best settings, best preset for audio and video. Video, I have my 50% brightness. That's default. I do mess around with my monitor settings, so I have like my gamma and all that stuff up on my monitor. So, but if you don't have the options on your TV or monitor for some reason, you can mess around with this, like have it a little more up and stuff like that. If you feel like you can't see that well in the game. Now, my field of view is at 74 because I feel like it's the best field of view, so you can see your enemies. Because if you have it too high, it looks like you're running down a tunnel, and then enemies that are like pretty far, you can barely see them on your screen. And basically, depending on how big your screen is, the more field of view you can have. I have a tiny screen. I have like a 21.5. So 74 is like the best I can do. And then I definitely want to suggest you have ADS field of view on. Basically, while you're aiming down sights, it's the same field of view. Then when you have it off, it like zooms in, and your gun basically becomes like a huge distraction. Like you can lose your enemy just by having your gun on your screen, like covering the whole screen. So if you have ADS field of view on, your gun doesn't become such a big object on your screen, and you can't lose your enemies that well. Motion blur, definitely have that 0%. You don't want to have that. And ADS depth of field, want to have that off. Basically what it does is that it makes everything out of focus on your gun and only keeps their sights on focus. I don't want to have that on because sometimes it's like delayed or something like that, and it like turns on and turns off. It just distracts you. I have custom colors. You can have it off, or if you're colorblind or anything like that, you can find these settings here. I have my squad for purple. I like purple for some reason on graphics and stuff like that. Don't really like to wear it on clothes or anything like that, but yeah, I like it on graphics for some reason. And then my team color is a blue, and my enemy is red-ish type of, like a hot pink almost. It's not like super red. But yeah, my neutral color is like a gray. And you can have all these effects here off. So that's it, and I hope everyone enjoyed this settings video. I tried to make it as short as possible, but there was a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys can subscribe, and if you have something to say about this video, you can comment below. Definitely give this video a like. The more likes and comments I get on the video, the more views it'll help me get because of YouTube's algorithm. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.